Poltergals presents Terrifying Tales.
Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Allison.
And we're the Poltergals.
Spooky.
This is from the book Ghost Stories of Texas by Joanne Christensen, published by Lone Pine Publishing. You can find them at lonepinepublishing.com or at ghostbooks.net.
Midget. In the 1950s, a couple named Bill and Barbara ran the Cozy Court Motel in Electra, Texas. They had an assistant who was never on the payroll, Barbara's little dog, Midget, whom she had raised from a puppy. If someone drove up to the motel's office while Bill and Barbara were busy in one of the other cabins, Midget would alert them by barking. Because the couple handled everything from housekeeping chores to repair jobs, Midget's habit of announcing potential guests was very useful. No matter what Bill and Barbara were busy with, they never missed a customer. In March of 1951, Bill took a few days off to go fishing, knowing that the cozy court would be well cared of by his wife and her small, furry assistant. While he was gone, however, Midget became very ill. By the time Barbara could get her beloved pet to the veterinarian, it was too late to save him. The doctor told her that Midget was suffering terribly from an advanced case of blood poisoning. On March 15th, the little animal was mercifully put to sleep. Exactly 1 month later, Barbara was cleaning one of the motel cabins when she heard a familiar barking. That's Midget, she thought, although she knew it could not be. Nevertheless, when the barking persisted, she decided to walk over to the office and look around. The noise stopped as soon as Barbara entered the office. There, she found customers waiting to rent out 2 of her cabins. The next day, Barbara left the quiet motel unattended and went down the street to have dinner with a friend. Just as she started her meal, she heard Midget's recognizable bark. This time, Barbara didn't hesitate. She rushed back down the block and caught a careful of people just as they were pulling out of the lot. That night, thanks to her departed pooch, Barbara rented out every single cabin in the motel. 2 days after that, Barbara was cleaning a cabin when she again heard Midget announcing a customer. When she looked across the office, however, she saw no vehicle. She went back to work. When the frantic barking continued for several minutes, Barbara decided it would be best to go over to the office, if only to silence her spectral pet. When she walked in, she found a man waiting at the counter. "The door was not locked," he said, "and I knew you would come when you heard your dog barking." It was the 3rd time since his death that Midget had saved a cozy court a bit of business. In March of 1952, exactly 1 year after Midget's passing, Barbara encountered the ghost of her little dog for the final time. She was working on the motel's books when she suddenly had a strange and powerful urge to walk to the front door of the office. Barbara had a great deal of work on her desk, so she tried to fight the impulse. In the end, however, she could not resist the mysterious feeling. She walked to the door, opened it, and looked outside. There, walking past the row of cabins, was Midget. The dog turned to look at Barbara for a few seconds, then simply faded away. She never saw him again, and she never again heard his helpful bark. Be sure to follow us on Facebook or on YouTube at The Poltergals, or on Instagram at _Poltergals. You can also find us wherever you get your podcast, or at roguemedianetwork.com.
You've been listening to the Poltergals,
a Rogue Media Network podcast.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.